gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to welcome the incomparable Charley Pride. Mr. Pride, thank you very much for making the time to do this.
Well, we've been trying to get here. We came up over the mountain. There was a lot of traffic, but we got here.
Well, I think most stories are best from the beginning. Tell us about some of the music you heard growing up in Mississippi.
I heard a lot of music, but the music I chose to sing and be a part of was country music. My dad, we had an old Philco radio, and Daddy, he didn't let any of us mess with the knobs on the radio. So whatever we heard on the Philco radio was what Daddy heard. So we used to get the Grand Ole Opry out of Nashville. We lived about 200 and some miles away, so about 270 miles down in Mississippi, because I'm just 54 miles below Memphis. So we get to 50,000 watts. That's what we listened to. And of course, my dad, like I say, he had other shows that he liked to listen to, like shows nowadays be Law and Order. Our shows we listened to back when I was growing up, and I'm going to tell my age, Pippa McGee and Marley and Gangbusters and that sort of thing, Mr. District Attorney. So, and then we listened to in fact, my mother, she loved listening to it, to the opera so much. She wrote and got pictures of the opera. They take pictures of them with all in the group, and on two of the corners. And I tell her, since I've been in the business now, I tell people that there was a guy named David Cobb. He was a announcer. So and I want to say this: the first time I ever saw a TV was in my hometown of Sledge, Mississippi. We went this guy had a store. He had TV sitting up there, and the first person I saw, singers I saw on TV, was Roy Acuff and the Smoky Mountain Boy, believe that or not.
Wow.
And so I just listened to it like everybody else, and I'd hear a song that I like. And I still do love Ernest Tubb. He the one brought me on the Grand Ole Opry in 1967, January 1st. So, and I still love I listen to now called Sirius Radio or Willie's Roadhouse. They play him all the time, and I still like. In fact, I like him more now than I did when I was first started listening to him. I'm talking about Ernest Tubb. I really like his I'm right about Texas, yeah.
Well, you just mentioned Willie Nelson. There have been a lot of artists you both performed with and recorded duets with. Is it possible to pick a favorite duet partner?
No, because the only duets I've done, we almost done one of them. I think we could still fix it up. I did a duet with George Jones before he passed away called "You Bring the Bottle and I'll Bring the." I'll bring the bottle and you bring the news, something like that. And of course, I just did my. I've done 3 gospel albums, and one while I was with RCA, and one the label I'm with now. And my wife said to me, we was getting ready before we went in and got everything done. She says, "Why don't you go back and you got some good songs? Matter of fact, why don't you call Dolly Parton and see if she's got a good gospel song?" I said, "I'm not gonna call Dolly, because I used to travel with her and Porty. That was one of the first couples I traveled with, She said, "Well, I'll call her." So she called Dolly, and Dolly said, "Yeah, I got a song. Not only will I let him have it, I'll do it with him." So it's called God's Coloring Book, and I'll be doing it tonight too. But it's a pretty song. She wrote it when she was 19 years old.
You recorded so many different songs. You recorded a couple of songs written by Ben Peters. A lot of
more than a couple.
Yeah, a few, quite a few.
Yeah.
The late Cowboy Jack. You recorded a lot of his songs.
Yeah, and he produced most all of the songs you're listening to me doing now. He's my producer.
Could it be possible to pick your favorite songwriter?
No. There's too many of them that I've done their songs. I can say this: I've done more Ben Peters and more Johnny Dawkins and John Swears. I've recorded so many different other people. So, but I would say that I've recorded more of their songs than I have anybody else. So if you're gonna go that way, that's the best way I can give it, as to asking me to pick a certain artist that wrote. But those are the ones I did the most songs of.
What do you think of the state of country music today?
Well, it's not like ours. You know, when we started out, I try to answer that kind of question by saying that I'm a traditionalist, and that's what I'll always be. But I think country music today is kind of 70 rock, about around 70 rock would be the way the best to describe it. And what I try to do, I try to say to someone, where do you want to start to work your way up to where it ended, where the traditionalists ended? So I'll start. My calculation is this: is that whether you want to, I lump it all into Roy Acuff. I just mentioned him a while ago, and Bill Monroe, and of course Freddie Arnold. Just bring it from there, and then everybody else in between. I mean, Hank Williams. You can put everyone in there up to George Strait, and I think that's where it's about. Stop being traditional with George Strait. And I love him. I've been going to see him and hoping and praying for him. I had to start somewhere else, so I used Randy Travis, which I first met him. I said, "You're going to be big." We're doing a charity thing in Nashville, but which he was, or is. But I'd like to start with him. Not that he's traditionalist or nothing like that, but I had to find somewhere to cut it off the way my observance of it. George Strait, that's where it stopped in from Randy, and we had all the rest. I mean, Garth Brooks, or Tom Tim McGraw, and Chesley, everything you can throw in from there to where we are right now. I consider it's different in terms of the way we were as traditionalists. They, I would say, on the rocky side, about 70, not rock, but I mean about 70 rock.
Is there going to be a forthcoming Charley Pride album?
Yeah. In about 6 to 8 months, I'm trying to get my songs together now, and it's just so hard to do so many things. I just got back from spring training with my team, the Rangers, and by the way, Hugh Darvish won 1-0 last night. About pictures, but what really to say what has kept me so busy and everything, which has been the Rangers. I go to spring training a whole month with them, and I get back home and I'm sitting in my kitchen, and it says we get to Dallas Morning News. I live in Dallas, Texas, and so Texas Rangers pitching staff deleted. Pitching staff deleted. That got me. But see, we've had so many. We went back to back World Series. We didn't win either one of them, but we went back to back, and things are happening over there. And when I say I'm part owner of, which I am, but it's like that. I like to explain it this way: we have 2 billionaires and us little folks in the ownership of the team. So, but I say to my wife a lot of times, I said, "Hon, I would rather have not played the game when I'm looking at certain things." I said, "Now there you go." She said, "Well, stop going up in the owner's suite talking about it and telling everybody." I said, let me give you an example. We had 3 first basemen. Okay, Smoke, Mitch Moreland, and Chris Davis. So I go to one of the billionaire owners, which is Ray Davis. I said, "Ray," "we got 3 first basemen." I said, "Now here's the deal." I said, 3 of them are good. I said, "Let him go over to Seattle. Okay? Mitch Moreland, we keep him, see." But I said, "But the best of the 3 is Chris Davis." I said, "He's the best, but now He ain't hitting right now, but all we got to do is get him to hitting. How many home runs he hit last year? 54. I just thought, I'm just giving you a little. See, now, if I hadn't played the game, I wouldn't have been able to observe just like that, telling you the way it turned out. I'm not bragging, but it turned out. Now, we have Prince Fielder now. And I'm telling you, I hope he get it together, you know. I mean, because Mitch Moreland, we still got him. And now we've made out of him, we've made a designated hitter, and he can play outfield and all that. So I'm just saying that I've been busy, and I do express my opinion. And as I say, my little piece, you don't do that, but it was an example I just wanted to point out to you. So now we done lost Nolan Ryan. I don't know what's going on there. Right? So I want it to be just as good a businessman as I was an entertainer, and I've done pretty good at it. But sometimes it costs you a whole bunch of thinking.
So, for anyone who's watching this interview, wherever they are, what would you like to say in closing?
I'd like to say in closing that I do believe, first of all, I appreciate the blessings I've been given so many fans all over the world, all over the world, and I appreciate that. But I believe every person, whether they be a singer, a worker, whatever they might do, I believe. For me, it was. I believe, but I believe most people grow up to try to be something to be other than get up and sleep and eat and get up and sleep and eat and lay down and get up to they just come on this planet to just do that. So I figured my dream was to do this, to go to the major leagues. Because when I saw Jackie Robinson go to the major leagues, I said, here's my chance to get out of these cotton fields in Mississippi. I can go to major leagues. And so I'll go up there and break all the records there and set new one by the time I'm 35, 36. Then I can sing. Now, wouldn't it be something if I had gone, I was with the Angels in 61. I got there, I just didn't stay. Wouldn't it have been something to be in Cooperstown Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, especially with these pigments? I don't think it'll ever be accomplished anymore. So these are things that I think about, and then not only to think about, but be appreciative. That didn't happen that way, but I'm still involved with baseball in terms of where I am today with the Rangers and all. So I just like to, I think I've said it, I appreciate all the fans that I guess that this is where I'm supposed to be. I mean, I believe everybody's born to do something other than get up and sleep and eat, and I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Nice.
Singing for my fans and trying to do the best I can and keep chugging. That's about it.
So for my last question, who is Charley Pride?
He's a kid that grew up with 7 brothers and 3 sisters, and tried to beat his dad picking cotton and all that, and learn from him. Because another example, I'm picking cotton alongside of him. I got my 2 rows, and he got his 2 rows. Today I'm going to beat him. I mean, I'm going to beat him this day. Now we get to the scales. I see you too young to probably remember, but scales, we used to, when you hang the cotton on, you take a little pea. It's called a pea to weigh the cotton, you see. So I put my sack is put on there. Kink, 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 put daddy's on there. We done finished the end of the road, you see. I'm going to get him right. So I was keeping up with him. I was going to get him today. I was going to. So he says, "Come here, son. Look under there. See, cotton opens under the leaves too, under the leaves on the stalk. So you missed that one. You missed that one. You missed. So you got everything. You picked everything in sight. But see, I picked everything in sight and out of sight." He said, "That's an art to everything." Now, even I got that from picking cotton. Art. I said, I ain't gonna forget that. There's an art to everything, and that's the kind of person. Charley, I've kept that. There's an art to singing. There's an art to picking. There's an art to. So let me find a way. Now, he does it that way, and I'm gonna find out he's good at it. So I'm gonna find out how he does it. That's why I look, that's where they said, well, where'd you go to school? I said, Sledge Junior High. No, it's college. I didn't go to college. I finished 11th grade. But if I see a chemist over there, what does a chemist do? Oh, there's a doctor. What do you? He said, well, I'm a podiatrist. I said, well, what's that? So I've got a lot of degrees out here. See, so when I see somebody doing something I ain't never seen before, I said, what does that mean? So I'm studying learning. I'm studying school and how the whole thing. And the reason I'm going to do this show here tonight. I'm going to get up. I'm probably going to get back to Atlanta at, what is it, 2.5 hours? I guess I'll probably get in bed about maybe 1. I got to get up at 4, catch a 6 o'clock flight, go with the wife. We're going to go and see my grandson go to Stephen F. Austin. He's going to do a concert, a private concert, and he's been on the dean and the chancellor's list ever since he's been at Stephen F. Austin. So I got to get there, redress, get in the car, and drive to Stephen F. Austin, and watch him do his concert. So I'm constantly, I'm just like it's just sort of like they spread me out like a rope. They stretch me out like a rope, or they'll turn me on like wind me up and say, now go. So that's my life. But I'm not complaining. It's just that so we were behind. That's why we were so late getting here today. We bumper to bumper. So the guy was driving. He said, let's go over to 85. Let's go to 85. No. So,
Yes, sir.
Because he got stopped because they saw him on the phone. Well, I said, well, ain't no need. I'm sorry. I said, no. What are we going to do about it? He started telling me about some people he used to bring. He brought the coasters in here, and he brought street organizers. It was all wrong. I said, I'm not going to be all. I said, we get there, we're going to do what we got to do. And he said, well, I'm so. We can't stop all these cars and get off the bumpers. And they're getting all tied up and sideways about nothing. We get there, so I'm here. And what you just asked, I just tell you like I said. I'm glad to be here.
Well, Mr. Pride, it's been a great pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.